I know what you're thinking when you see the title of this video. You're thinking this.
What the fuck is this piece of shit?
Well, allow me to explain. In 2007, right as Cartoon Network was going down the shitter, they started airing an animated George of the Jungle TV show. The show itself was certainly a thing, but like many kids' shows, some dickwizard decided that there needed to be a video game based on the series. And so, in March of 2008, 2 months after the show was cancelled by the way, the nightmarish horror that was George of the Jungle and the Search for the Secret crawled out from the pits of Hades to punish humanity for all of our wrongdoings. So, let's take a look at George of the Jungle and the Search for the Secret and see how much pain we're in for. Right from the main menu, this game seems like it wants you to hate it. The theme song to the show plays in the menu. Forever. Your best bet is to just start the game immediately so you don't have to hear it anymore. Right away, you're tossed into a cutscene, and oh my god! What the fuck is up with the character models? You know, one of the only things the show did well was the animation, but holy shit does the game fuck that up royally. First of all, the show's art style should not have been put to 3D models because that just makes it look horrifying, and second, the animations themselves are stilted and awkward. Anyway, the gist of this cutscene, and basically the story of the entire game, is that Maggie and Ursula are sick, the two doctors whose names I don't remember nor do I care to look up argue about how to cure them, and then Toki steals a book. Because he's the main character, it's up to George to get the book back. Yeah, there's no secret of any kind in this game, so I have no idea what the title is talking about. If you thought that cutscene was bad, it's about to get a whole lot fucking worse, because now, the actual game begins. The first thing you're going to notice, aside from the game looking like absolute shit, but I'll get to that in a second, is that the controls are abhorrent. Trying to move is incredibly sluggish, and I swear there's like a half second of input lag with every movement. Jumping is also beyond fucked. Jumping has to be done exactly right, otherwise you will lose all of your momentum, and not even a double jump can get you to recover from that. There have been times where I'll go to jump into the air, but because I didn't do it perfectly, I went fucking nowhere. And the icing on top of this shit cake? Sometimes the double jump just doesn't work. I think it might have something to do with how far along you are into a jump, like if you've been in the air for too long it just doesn't activate, but I honestly can't tell for sure. Now back to the game looking like shit that I mentioned earlier, this game looks, to quote General Ironicus, like refried ass. The environments are dull, textures are hardly detailed, the character models make me want to vomit, and some things aren't even 3D models! They're just 2D images! And I'm not talking N64 2D sprites that do like a pseudo 3D kind of thing, I mean 2D images pulled right from the show. This game came out in 2008, the same year that Kingdom Hearts Rechain of Memories came out. There is no excuse for this game to look like this. And you want to know another cool thing about this game's visuals? Okay, I'm not entirely sure if it even fits into the visuals, but fuck it, I'm going to talk about it here. Alright, you see these spinning logs? Well, if they hit you just right, they can knock you right into the foreground. And if you're really, really lucky, you'll get stuck here, which will stop you from progressing in the level. Why the fuck can this even happen? I've never encountered anything like this in any game I've ever played. It doesn't even just happen with these logs either. Sometimes when you're fighting an enemy, you'll just walk around them for no reason. Now, I don't know much about actually developing games, but would it have been so difficult to put something like, I don't know, an invisible wall here to stop the player from moving into the goddamn foreground? Now, I've done a pretty decent amount of shitting on this game, but I will admit there is one good thing about it. They got the actual voice actors from the show to reprise their roles, so the voice acting is pretty decent and does represent the characters in the show pretty much perfectly. However, the rest of the game's audio, i.e. the music, is loathsome. Every song has like 5 total notes that it just repeats ad nauseum. It's up there with Terminator NES and Doom 32X as some of the worst video game music I've ever heard. So yeah, this game's pretty bad. I'll give it credit for having pretty decent voice acting, but everything else fails on a spectacular level. Easily one of the worst licensed games I've ever played. Avoid it at all costs. That's all for now, and I will see you guys next time.